empty cup. Just crack a smile and fill it up. Fill it up.
Welcome to the Malting Hour. After the final pour, I'm one of the hosts, Tony Golick, joined always with
Brandon Winninger.
Yeah, baby, we're back. And I say we're back because you and I were just discussing before we started recording that we haven't had to record anything together for a couple weeks. Yeah, like we've had something just kind of lined up, and it's nice, but it feels cool to be doing this. And we're actually recording this like the night of this being posted. So this is probably like the fastest turnaround of an episode wherever.
It better be.
Yeah. Well, everything works out with the recording.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no,
it's recording, right? Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna check all the files as soon as we're done. So I don't have to message you at 10:30. Hey man, I can't load anything. But yeah, it's another season of After the Final Pour. I haven't released it. I keep saying I was going to do it, and I totally forgot about it. I had shit going on, but season 4 of After the Final Pour is complete. I made I made the decision without asking anybody that it'd be 10 episodes each season, which means we'll have like 2 seasons a year. Brandon, you seemed cool with that, so I appreciate it. We don't ask Clark his opinion.
Works for me.
Yeah. So the full playlist will be available on SoundCloud, and we'll figure out a way to make a link to that somewhere on the webpage, or I'll post it on.
Yeah, I posted it kind of like we do the episodes last time you did one. So
okay. Well,
I'll do the same thing. I can just grab it and post it.
Perfect. Well, you know what? This week, then look for it, everybody. It's Monday right now when this is being released. So sometime this week, the full season 4 of After the Final Pour is available, which means that this is season 5, episode 1, After the Final Pour. And Brandon, you just got back from a trip. This is our kind of precursor, preface, prelude, whatever you want to call it, to your episode, which will be next Monday, for your vacation beers. And you and I are drinking one of the beers that you brought back. We thought it'd be fun to kind of dive into this first, and it's a style you and I really enjoy, and that you and I have tried brewing. Why don't you tell everybody what we're drinking, man?
Yeah, so we are drinking
we're about to drink
Love. Yeah, we're about to drink Love is Love by Terrapin Brewing, or a beer company out of Athens, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as a kind of a note to this, I did not go to Georgia, but I was near it. I was literally one state above it, and they had
figure it out, everybody. Do you know your map?
They had obviously Terrapin was being sold there, so I grabbed this. And there was a specific reason I grabbed this one. It's because it's a Hefeweizen, and I do enjoy a really good Hefeweizen. So does my wife. So that was an excuse for me to buy some beer. The second to it is it's also June. It's Pride Month for those that celebrate, and
as we all should.
Exactly. And this specific beer, actually proceeds for this beer go back to the LGBTQ community. So I thought that was a nice little kind of, gesture on part of Terrapin, and totally wanted to support that. So
yeah, man,
that's why we got this.
The design of the can, as you guys we'll see from this episode, because it'll be the picture for it. Really cool, man. And you can see the pride flag down at the bottom where it shows Hefeweizen. And yeah, it's a really, really cool thing. I'm glad to see the craft beer community getting behind, love, man. Love is love. That is just is what it is, man. Everybody should just love each other, and
all you need is love.
Let people love who they want to love. What get over it. Get over yourself. Love is awesome.
Yep. Yeah. It's not a crime.
Yeah, not a crime. Man, this right away off the bat. It's funny because you also gave me some other beer that we're gonna drink on the next episode, but you also gave me some Yingling that we were talking about. And as I poured this Terrapin into it, I took a sip as if I thought I was still sipping the Yingling, but it caught me off guard. I was like, what the fuck? This is
whoa.
Great. Yeah, no, I feel like this is a Hefeweizen that you and I would both agree kind of maybe hits all the notes that we want.
Yeah, this is one we would aspire to brew.
Yeah, it's nice body, smooth, There's like I get that strong clove flavor
Totally.
aftertaste, maybe slight banana. There's that right at the end, a little bit of that like sweet bubblegum type flavor too that you get from a lot of Hefeweizens depending on the yeast and how it's fermented. But definitely, I'm not going to say heavy clove. It's not like, clove bomb or anything, but clove is what stands out the most. And I enjoy that, especially with a Hefeweizen.
Oh yeah. Basically everything you said kind of rings true for me as well. I am finally get to use my Hefeweizen glass. It's funny. I poured it and there was a bunch of space. I was like, should I open another one?
That's that Hefeweizen glass, man. Yeah.
But yeah, so the aroma on this is fantastic. So that was like the first thing. As soon as I opened the can and I poured it right before I hopped on the call. And it's just like that floral, fruity, I mean, not super fruity, but like that, the banana-ness and like everything that we've talked about. And I think we've discussed this, we've talked about the two Weissman that we've brewed in the past and kind of those notes that we were looking for. Yeah. And it's funny, I didn't read it, but I opened up the Love is Love description on the Terrapin website and just kind of looking at it real quick. It's basically a shortest recap of everything we said. It says a traditional Bavarian Weiss beer with characteristic banana and clove flavor and a moussey thick foam cap. And it's exactly that.
That's a spot on description. And, I think every time we talk about the two Weissman that we discuss how we want to do it, I think you even brought it up earlier this year that was one of the beers you were going to maybe try and do at some point this year. And I
tried doing the 1 gallon batch that just went terrible.
Right. So did not happen. Stick to the 5 gallon batch, baby. Just do it. Your 5 gallon batches are turning out fantastic. I posted recently while you were gone that I got a chance to drink a little bit more Shaggy Tail. I had that nice pour of it that just I was head over heels over it, man. Like I remember when we drank it with Jackie when we did the homebrew episode with her beers, the Poppin' Pills, and we had your Shaggy Tail, and I said the only thing was that aroma that was kind of missing. But this time around, I don't know, maybe it was because it was hot outside or something. I felt like I got more hoppiness from it. So I feel like if you were to revisit the two Weissman recipe, change it up, do what you want to do to it with the yeast and everything, I think you'd end up with something similar to this. I mean, this is a really good wheat beer. Hefeweizen is such a great style for me. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't Hacker Shore a hef?
Yes.
That was like, and we've talked about,
Gateway.
Say on many episodes. We've talked about this before. I should do a super cut of that. All the times we said we've talked about this, but Hacker was I haven't had a Hacker in a long time. And actually I should probably get me some because this is the time of year. And with Chicago being as hot as it's been, it's perfect time to have this. But this style of beer just, for me, makes me, I don't know. It's very comforting to me because it just reminds me of when I first really started enjoying beer, craft beer, like different types of beer. This particular style was one of the ones that really drew me in. And I thought about it recently because I picked up a mix pack of Goose Island beers recently. And by recently, I mean yesterday, because it was a 50. I had a rough morning and I was going to grill some food. And so I was like, I need to run to the store, and Jewel had it on sale, this 15 pack for $12. And so it was like, the Shandy, their IPA, Lost Palate, Next Coast, and then just regular 312. And that was one of the last beers I had last night, 312. A lot of people say, 312 is not what it used to be. Your palate's changed. 312 is still pretty solid as a wheat beer goes. So like
you're talking to a lot of people that, their go-to beer used to be Coors Light or Miller Lite. Now they're like, oh, that beer is just it's gotten so gross. It's like, no, it's still the same beer.
Still the same
just
beer.
Like different things.
Yeah, exactly. I think I did have a Miller Lite when I was watching the Cats by You, and I
know you did. I saw it I was like, sweet, somebody's drinking the Miller Lite.
Had Miller Lite, had a couple Trulies. I didn't pull the trigger on some of those other beers where I was like, I do have which I didn't crack open because I figured I was gonna drink it, but I'm gonna save it for when you and I are together because I took it from you. Was the pancakes from Maplewood?
Oh yeah.
So I was like,
sweet.
oh, I really want to have this, but I haven't found a time where I wanted to drink it. And then it finally got to the point where you were back home, and I'm like, well, now I'm just gonna drink it with him.
Yeah.
So I think you and I talked about drinking it together anyways, but I was like, oh, I really want to have it. And I brought it home that night and I didn't drink it. So I just have it. So anyway, sorry, getting off course.
I know. And pancakes is a good beer.
Yeah, no, I'm looking
it,
forward.
so.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to trying it. But, yeah, wheat beers.
So
oh, go ahead.
Here's what I was going to say though, because as we were talking about Hackershore, the Hackershore website does actually list the hops that they use.
Ooh.
So I'd be interested in kind of trying that. So it's Hallertau Hercules and Hallertau Taurus are the hops that they use. Now I don't know if we can get either of those.
Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with those Hallertau strains. I know like basically Hallertau and Hallertau Blanc.
Yeah,
that's it, or Mittelfrau.
Yeah, I think Mittelfrau is what I had. What did I put that in? Oh, I think the pedestrian. I think I used that in the Belgian.
I think we could probably hop online and try and find those. But yeah, I mean, shit, any Hallertau would be good to try different, strains of it or whatever. But wheat beers, I used to really love. They were really easy for me to make. I mean, I've got my Goes on tap right now, which is technically a wheat beer, but or leans more towards wheaty. It is a wheat style. But I used to love brewing wheat beers, and then I kind of fell out of love with wheat beers. And honestly, when you were talking about the Hefeweizen, like doing this, I was like, okay, all right, yeah, I'm not gonna turn it down by any means, but I wasn't as excited because I know I saw some of the other beers that you got like that just sound fun and interesting to me, and styles that I'm more into now. But I'm so happy that this beer, number one, what you said about the proceeds, that it's for a good cause, so that makes it even cooler. But number two, it's just a really good beer. It's really refreshing. Like right now, summertime, well, just about summertime in Chicago. It feels like summertime. Feels like August, September weather right now. It's hot as hell.
Yeah.
But this is, if I was outside right now, this would already be gone. Just knocking this back. I could easily drink a bunch of these. It's so good.
And this makes me really wish that Terrapin was available up here. So Terrapin, if you're listening, I'd like to get some distro up in Chicago. Maybe.
Was it ever available in Chicago? Has it ever been available?
I don't think so.
I felt like it maybe was at one point and then not
maybe
anymore. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I don't know. That. We can look into it. I'd feel really stupid if it actually is, and I just had no idea. But I've never seen it anywhere. Like, I don't think.
Only if we had a fact checker with us right now.
Yeah, that guy's fired.
Screw that guy. He's never around when we need him. But yeah, dude, this is a great beer, man. This is like drinking summertime. And I don't want to get too much into your trip now, because we'll talk about that in the next episode. But how was the trip overall, dude?
Trip was good. It was nice to kind of have a change of scenery for a week. And again, it's like the first time we've, aside from we took a little trip last September to go visit my in-laws. That's literally like the longest we've been away from the house in over a year. So it was nice to do that. And spend some time with the in-laws. That was fun too. So the drive was, not as bad as I thought it was, because we drove all the way there. We did stop.
It can be taxing sometimes, but overall, it's a great drive. You get to see a lot of the East Coast there, or like through the Midwest and the East Coast.
Yep. So we ended up stopping in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, on the way there. Just literally got in there like at 11 o'clock at night. Spent, took all of our stuff into the hotel, fell asleep, woke up the next morning. Took a quick trip down to like the main strip of Gatlinburg, and it started raining. Like literally right when we paid for parking, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And it was 10 o'clock in the morning. So what do you do at 10 o'clock in the morning? You go to a distillery and you do a distillery tasting.
Absolutely.
So we did that, and it was kind of funny because Benjamin was hanging out in his stroller, and they have a truck in there, like this old school truck. The whole back of the bed of the truck is like filled with like merchandise and stuff like that they're selling. And he was just like talking to everyone that came by. He's like, look, it's a truck. It's a truck. It's a truck. And they're like, yeah.
Do you guys understand? There's a damn truck in here right now. This is
he was
greatest trip of my life.
It was hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that was good. And then on the way back, we did a quick stop in Louisville.
Awesome.
And yeah, that's where we got those pickles that we gave you. We walked into the shop.
Cannot wait to have those.
So there's two versions of them, and I gave you the less hotter version. The other one is called like Hellfire pickles or whatever.
It's probably for the best.
The woman was like, just a warning, these are really hot. And I was like, okay. And she goes, but maybe they were really hot because I was just eating them out of the jar versus putting them on something. And I was like, you didn't put them on it? She goes, I think they'd be really good on a burger. And I was like, yeah, maybe you should try that next time.
Well, I'm planning on making burgers this week, so I'm gonna use those. I'm gonna break those pickles out. And those preserves sound really good. Was it blueberry, thyme, lemon, or something like that? Preserves.
Yeah.
That sounds.
Becca thought Laura might like that
thyme.
too. So
sorry, it's thyme. It's not thyme. Yeah. I gotta. I'll tell you about why I say thyme off mic here.
But so that was good. And obviously, we got to pick up a bunch of good beer that we'll obviously talk about in the next episode.
There's one in particular that I saw in that pack that I'm very happy you ended up giving me, because I said, I really want to talk about this beer. And you said it was Rebecca and her sister. So I'm glad that I ended up with a can of that, man. I won't give it away. I won't give it away, but it's
so just a note for that. So I have another one for Clark too. So I ended up with 3 of them. It was a 4-pack, and they only drank one of them. They split it.
Perfect.
And I was like, and it was like a couple days left on the trip. I was like, don't drink any more of that beer. She's like, okay.
That's awesome. Well, she's a good person to play along with that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying all those beers. You got a nice mix, and this is that'll be part 2 of our vacation beer series this summer. And I've got I don't know where my travels are taking me. I've got a couple places I'm going this year now. I don't even know if I told you I'm going to Colorado in July, buddy.
Oh, for what?
Laura and I are going to the Red Rocks Amphitheater to see the bands Camp and Trampled by Turtles. It's my first time going to the Red Rock Amphitheater, and I'm super fucking stoked. It's
so funny. A show popped up. Guster was playing at the Red Rocks, and I saw that, and I told Becca, I was like, I want to go. She's like, really? I was like, yes.
Yeah. I'll give you more information about where we're staying if you ever want to go out that way, because we're staying at a place that's going to be like, there's a trolley from there. It's 40 minutes out from Denver. We're flying in anyways, but the hotel that we're planning on staying at,
the airport's 40 minutes out from Denver.
Sorry, that's what I mean. We're 40 minutes. We're gonna be 40 minutes from the airport for even where we're staying at for the Red Rocks, and that the hotel we're going to be getting has a trolley that goes back and forth from the amphitheater, and the hotel has like a restaurant and bar. So I might try and get some beers there to kind of maybe ship back or whatever. If not that, I am still planning on
get some Jessup.
I know. Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing. I was thinking about contacting Bo and being like, hey man, let's get some of this so I can ship it back, or at least like buy it, give it to him and be like, can you send this to me? Or it'll end up being when later on this summer, when my mom comes back in, who is in town now, I still want to go up to Michigan, and I think maybe I'll do some Michigan beers or Wisconsin or something. I don't know. It'll be something, but yeah, so we'll see, man. We'll see what happens.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that. But I gotta say, overall, this beer, very good. It hits everything that I want from a Hefeweizen. Terrapin, thank you very much for making an awesome Hef and supporting a cause such as equal rights for everybody who wants to love LG. Man, I always mess that up, and it's so shitty of me that I should know
LGBTQ.
Yeah, plus. Don't forget the plus, baby. Don't forget that plus. Everybody should be allowed to love everybody without any repercussions. It's stupid to think otherwise. But yeah, dude, good on you for grabbing this. Thank you very much for sharing it with me. And now I wish I had a few more, because I want to drink more.
I've got a couple more. I'll make sure you get some.
I'm gonna see this week. I might grab
Yeah.
one.
That's all right.
Oh, fantastic. Well, everybody, thanks for listening as usual. Brandon, I love you, man.
Love
You
you
know
too,
what?
buddy.
I'm sorry, man. Did you have anything else you wanted to say about this beer?
No.
I didn't mean to like drive this to the end here, but
No. That's completely fine. I mean, these are quick episodes, but
No.
And you pretty much summed it all up. You know, good on Terrapin for all of their efforts and their contributions. And just going to reiterate again, Terrapin, I checked, they're not in Chicago. I'm not crazy.
Good.
Got to get up here to Chicago.
Please,
Make more of this beer, because this is a fantastic beer. And again, as a note, like everything I've had from Terrapin in the past has been phenomenal.
There's something sticking out in my mind, some type of IPA that I had from them at one
Executioner?
point. That is it. That is absolutely it. That I absolutely loved.
That was the first one that I ever had from them, and I was like, and that was right around when I had just got into craft beer. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing.
the height of wanting to have everything incredibly hoppy and just love all hops at all times.
Yep. And I mean, I've had it since then too in the last couple of years, and it's still a fantastic beer. So
still holds up.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, love you, buddy, and thanks everybody for listening as usual. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Season 5, episode 1, baby. This has been The Malting Hour. Be sure to follow us on all social media by searching The Malting Hour and at themaltinghour.com. You can also follow us on social media platforms individually. Brandon can be found on Instagram as BMDub81, on Twitter, BDub81, on Untapped, BDub Drinks Beer. Tony can be found on Instagram and Untapped under Asa Phelps Chicago. On Twitter, The Asa Phelps Chicago. Clark can be found as Clarkowski on all three. Be sure to subscribe, like, and rate the show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Until next time, cheers from all of us at The Malting Hour.